During the anguish of his 2001 trial for attempted murder, Shyne found solace in the one place he felt most comfortable, the studio. While making court appearances by day, Shyne spent his nights recording a catalog of new songs.
You know, everything moving past the Shyne album is soul music because I finally grew and found my soul. So like when I started making these records and I started going to the studio, when you go in the studio and you're sitting in the court all day and you know, you facing 25 years, like lights out, you dig? Whatever you do just has a honesty that, you know, is hard to find within yourself, you dig? So when I'm going in the studio, I don't care what this one, I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm crying on the mic, like, this is what I'm feeling. So everything you hear is like my soul, like I'm just pouring my soul out over these beats.
While behind bars, Shyne negotiated the buyback of those trial-era recordings from Bad Boy, the label he was once signed to, and the one owned by his co-defendant, Sean Puffy Combs. With that music back in his own hands, industry types were soon buzzing.
Labels had been courting me, I guess, you know, pretty much from like the first year of my incarceration. You dig? You know, started with the more, you know, subsidiary labels like, you know, the Suge Knights and, you know, the Irvs, and you dig? And I didn't want to put out a record at the time. I really wasn't interested. I was gonna wait till I touched the town. But it just kept building up. Like, you know, this year these people will rap about me. Then that year, the next year, these people will rap about me. Then, you know, then Jay will call and say, yo, you know, what's up? Throwing my hat in the ring. You know, then Nelly would call. Like it just became an animal, you know, and larger and larger. Magazines just kept writing about it. Well, China's gonna be, you know, it's 2004 gonna be his year. Then there were the rumors that I was getting a bail, that I was gonna be out. Like, it just spun out of control, you dig? And then I just came to the conclusion that I was being selfish. You know, there's this vast demand for Shyne. Right. You dig? And you know, I have these records that I love and nobody ever got to hear. Why not let them hear it?
May the angels walk with me.
More lust.
Big things, big rims.
More lust.
Big stars and big cars.
More lust.
I could say I've seen it all and done it all.
More lust.
In April of this year, Shyne signed a highly publicized deal for his new album, Godfather Buried Alive. The project is part of a joint venture between his own Gangland label and Def Jam, reportedly worth $3 million.
I wasn't signing as an artist. So anybody that want to talk to me as an artist, you know, just don't talk to me at all. I'm not working for anyone anymore. I'm the boss.
The biggest mystery surrounding Shyne's new CD is exactly how one records an album while serving 10 years in a maximum security prison.
Let me ask you about Godfather Buried Alive. One of the main questions I think people have about the record is the time frame that this music was written in. Is the majority of the music on the album stuff that you'd already recorded, or is it stuff that's been done more recently?
You know, I can't really get into that. You dig? It doesn't matter. I can't get into it, but it doesn't matter.
Why is it? Can you tell me why you're not supposed to really talk about?
No, I just don't. It's not something. Yeah, because you know, like some of the stuff, you know, has been there, but I really don't like more or less. Kanye West did that. So once again, you know, it just shows how ahead of everything the music I was making then or now is. Like, it's still all relevant. That's the hottest producer in the game, and he happened to produce that record.
Obviously, a question that a lot of people are wondering is how you record your tracks, how you record vocals when you're in prison.
Yeah, you don't record vocals when you're in prison.
Did you not do some stuff over the phone or in a?
Nah.
Okay.
I guess this ain't just music. This jail only made me much more ruthless.
Shyne's evasiveness may leave the age and origin of his new music in doubt, but there's little uncertainty surrounding the centerpiece track, For the Record, a song in which Shyne sizes up one of the biggest rappers in the game.
For the Record, at least in part, really seems to go after 50 Cent. Can you talk a bit about if you have any particular beef with 50 and where that comes from?
I mean, you hear me? He's a kid to me, you know. He's like, you know, he's like a little dude, you know. And here we call him our little homies, like, you know. I was just falling back, and you know, I got word that, you know, he might have said something he wasn't supposed to say.
This is about what he said about you possibly talking to Irv about signing with him.
Yeah.
It was late last year when 50 Cent unleashed a lyrical tirade against Shyne on New York's Hot 97 after learning that rival Irv Gotti was trying to sign Shyne to Murder, Inc.
I heard Irv trying to sign Shyne, so I ain't got no love for him. Tell him 50 said he's soft, he won't shoot up the club again.
It's one thing if he would have said it and stood by it. That's what I said. You have a problem, whatever. But he said it, and at the same time, he was trying to sign me to G-Unit Records.
Yo, Paul, what's up, family? This is Shy Money from G-Unit Records. Seeing what's up with your situation, and if you know interested in signing to G-Unit Records.
So why would you try to sign me, but then you go on the radio and talk like you don't know? Even if you wasn't trying to sign me, bro, you know what I do. Like, I'm not no Liz Aim. I really do this. This is my life.
Right.
I'm not rapping about something that I seen. This is what I do. And I'm sure you heard about what I've been doing since I've been behind the wall. You understand? So I'm really that. I'm not here because my security guard had a gun in the car, you know, and I was trying to get on the front page of Daily News. I'm here for real things.
Right.
You know, it just made me look at him like, oh man, it's a joke. You can't be serious.
You don't want to ride, you want to get rich and hide. Just gonna die, they shot me 9 times.
Is this going to turn into back and forth beef with him now?
Like I said, that's a little dude to me. Like, this can't be no beef with me. You understand? It can't go nowhere. Like, he could say whatever he want to say. This is America, you dig? But I'm not interested in him, and I'm not interested in the response. And, you know, it's over for me. Like, you know, I said what I had to say. I can't say no more than that, right?
Shyne doesn't need a beef with 50 to enhance his already established street cred. But will his current prison stint, the verbal spars, and his gangsta persona translate into success?
To those people who would say, you know, oh, he's even got more credibility now that he's done 4 or 5, 10 years, whatever, you know, he's been locked up. What do you think about that? Does that add to to an artist's credibility?
I'm not here to romanticize this experience. You dig? I'm not here for that. I'm here to just make good music. Like, you don't have to be a tough guy to make good music. You don't. Like, you know, that requisite of having that street, you know, the call, that's farce, man. Like, good music is good music. And obviously I'm gonna touch on my experiences moving forward, but you never gonna hear me dwelling, and you never gonna hear me, like, it's not gonna be no jail records. It's gonna be good music, and obviously, unlike some of these guys, when you hear them rap, you're like, wow, did that really happen?
Right.
Well, obviously with me, you gonna know, yeah, man, I guess that's when he was in Dannemora.
The blurred line between music and message, image and reality, fueled the career of another rapper, an icon who also once called the Clinton Correctional Facility home. Like Tupac, Shyne hopes his music speaks louder than his experiences.
If Machiavelli, you know, didn't make good music when he came out, nobody would have cared about him.
Right.
But he made great music, best music in history. On the highest level, from Pink Floyd to Bob Marley, his music is great. That's why he mattered. Because I know some real gangsters that used to rap and they didn't make good music. So it don't matter. We don't care how many people they shot. We don't care how much time you did. If the music ain't good, people ain't interested.
Looking at the possibility of parole down the road or work release, are you concerned at all of how they may look at these lyrics and say, oh, look at this. This is not remorse?
That's unconstitutional, though. They can't do that, you know, because this is art. You look at my album, I have I guess a disclaimer that says, you know, this is art inspired by my life. You dig? So, and as I told you, not because I lived it, makes it good music. You know, good music is good music. You know, whether it's my reality or somebody else's reality.
So if someone looks at a lyric like, you know, jail has only made me more ruthless and says, you see there? What is that? You know, is that where he's at? Has it made him more ruthless?
Well, I mean, you know, in you know, the text of that record, it wasn't like I was just saying that wantonly. I was saying that in a particular text. What do you think? I'm gonna come here and, you know, I'm gonna be in this atmosphere? This only hardens your heart. You know, this only, you know, would freeze you. You know, make your veins pump ice. Being more ruthless, you know, that's just in me, like it's in anybody. And this increased it because, you know, there's the bitterness, there's all types of emotions that are there.
One of the tracks, I can't remember which one, you mentioned George W. Bush on there. Have you, what are your thoughts, and what is it like watching what's going on in the world from the inside, from the war to this election to Bush and the decisions he makes?
Yeah, man, they're gonna put me on death row if I tell you what I really think, man. They're probably gonna come and kidnap me and take me to Guantanamo Bay.
More for knowledge, I choke, spitting them truths, hoping a young future soldier hear me daily. GW Bush fear me.
Do you think that young people are more, I mean, they always talk about how they're not turning out to vote.
I don't know about John Kerry either, so
Yeah.
don't get me wrong.
It's not like you.
I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a liberal, and you know, I'm conservative. You know.
Are you?
Yeah. You know, in my views,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that, you know, I agree with Bush on. You dig? So I'm not here to be, you know, a liberal or be a right wing. I'm just right and wrong.
George W. Bush, 50 Cent, prison life, violence, drugs. Shyne takes aim at a number of loaded topics on Godfather Buried Alive. But there's one subject he avoids entirely.
One thing that I would say that people are going to be surprised that there's not more of on the record is any overt references to the trial, to the verdict, or to Puffy for that matter. Is there any reason that that these tracks don't really address those things?
I mean, you know, I'm not sure. Diamonds and Mac 10s, you know, that was kind of talking about the trial.
The day I stuck my head out my mother's womb, I was doomed, repeating the Lord's prayer, sitting in this courtroom.
But nothing about Puff really directly.
I mean, he doesn't really matter to me. Like, you know, what happened, and for what this was, you know, I felt, you know, it captured everything that I wanted to capture at the time.
Shyne may sidestep the issue of his former mentor on record, though he does anything but in our interview. For the first time on camera, Shyne speaks out on P. Diddy.
People probably have the impression that you're just consumed with the idea that, you know, justice wasn't served here and that somebody turned his back on you.
It's not a matter of, you know, turning your back on me. Like, how do you call a witness to testify against your comrade?
Correct the fact that's where it's at, so don't move your control.